everybody. I must apologize for not posting a video this last week. Back to school time is crazy, and this week was without question just crazy, like it always is. Between trying to fill out all the forms, and then Natty's going to a brand new school, so the car line was insane that first day. Oh man, it was rough. It was an hour before we got our kids. She thought that we had forgotten her, which was terrible. I was like, no, babe, it's just that rough. But it was really more because people weren't following directions or following their protocols for keeping the kids safe. Do not walk up, all that stuff. So anyway, got that sorted out, and it got a little faster, but still, I had a lot going on last week, so I apologize. But here we are. It's a brand new week, and I have been thrifting, so I want to share some stuff with you before we get to today's project. So I have all kinds of things. So I don't know if y'all have noticed, but I like to wear kind of funky earrings. And so when I go thrifting, I really like to find funky earrings and, check out the jewelry. So I found some earrings. I've been to two stores like 3 times in the last 2 weeks. I've been to one store 3 times in the last 2 weeks. There we go. Yes? Sorry about that. Anyway, where was I? I like to find really fun earrings. So I have found like these. They're actually made of straw, which I think are really kind of funky and cool. And then they've got little beadwork on top. I kind of wanted to paint them, but then I'm kind of also like, well, I don't think they're really paintable. So that's fine. I might leave them. I might try to paint the straw. I do love the crunching sound though. Can you hear it? Okay, that's one pair. These I bought yesterday with Natty because they reminded me of some that she has that she wears a lot. She's got a little pair of plumeria, a little Hawaiian flower that's so lovely. My sister bought them for her in Hawaii, and she wears them a lot. Let's see. These little bats I thought were so fun. So absolutely had to get those because I am huge into Halloween and I don't have cool bat earrings. And so I did tell Natty that we could share those. And then we'd also share these cute little green mushrooms. Like, can you even? We found this booth at this antique store. It's just a big antique store. It's called Granddaddy's. And we found this booth, and it's all like witchy type stuff. There's tons of incense and crystals and funky, weird jewelry. I actually got a couple stickers from her booth as well. Like, those are pretty fun and cool. Like, I really love Halloween. It's our favorite holiday around here. So, in addition, I've also found some kind of funky bracelets. These are like little flowers, and it stretches. And I thought about, at first I thought these were like a flower bead, and then I was like, no. That's not how it's done. Because I was going to take them apart and put them together in something else, but I'm not going to do that. And then this one I do have to take apart because it's too small. But I really like the stones, so I thought that was fun. Let's see. This little pin I got for 50 cents, and I couldn't pass it up. I think it's so cool. It's like it's kind of like I guess it's like what do you call it? A minotaur? And he's got a bow and arrow. And I don't know, I just thought it was kind of cool, kind of funky. Like, that's the nature of the game for me. Then I found these really beautiful beads, these purple beads, which were so beautiful. These were $8. And I love purple, so this is kind of heavy, but I would absolutely, you know what, I took my necklace off because I was going to wear this other bracelet or this necklace, but it's a little chunky. So I will wear this, even though it doesn't match my top or, ooh, so fancy. What about the price tag on it. It's fine. Then I bought this at the same place. This one was $5. These are little wooden beads, and actually they are really light. I honestly don't know what kind of wood this would be because it doesn't feel soft like balsa wood would be. Maybe basswood. I don't know. I just thought these were really cool, and I have an outfit that is red and black and really needed a statement necklace on top of the black top that I have with it. So needed that. And then I had been thinking about this since I saw them. Again, it's the same kind of wood, but how fun is that? Like, I'm trying to be more brave in my choices of jewelry and fashion, because Natty's all about, fun, hip fashion. She wants to be a fashion designer when she grows up. And so I keep thinking to myself, like, I really need to dress with what I like, not just what is in my closet and is cheap and comfortable. Because, like, I'm tired of being comfortable. I mean, yeah. Like, comfortable is fine, but it's just, I don't know. I'm just bored, and it's like, I've got to do something. And I see these old ladies from New York. I follow them on Instagram and on Facebook, and they are so fun and just crazy with the fashion. And so I'm sort of trying to break out of the comfort zone of comfortable and, whatever, big t-shirts and shorts all the time, or leggings all the time. It's like, let's elevate the leggings. If we're going to wear the leggings, let's elevate it. Let's put a pop of color, like something fun, funky earrings, whatever, a statement necklace. Like, let's make that fun. So that's what I'm doing. I also got some other things. I've been to numerous places over the last few months. So I'm going to share with you some projects that or things that I'm going to make into projects. So the little jar that I did back here, my little ice cream jar, was hugely popular in comparison to the rest of my videos. So I got another little jar, which I think is really cute. It's got a chevron pattern. So I'm going to update that, and this little lid, which were two separate items. I paid $2.50 for the lid and $2.50 for the jar. They don't actually go together, which I didn't realize until I got home. And then I was like, oh, this doesn't really go. But hey, guess what? It works. And I'm just storing right now embroidery floss in it. So it's fine. So we're going to update this. I also found, look at these guys. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to paint a pair of shoes for a while. But look at the shoes I found to paint. Are these so fun? Oh my gosh. Like, I got them for $5. They're wood. They're solid wood. You can tell somebody wore these probably out in the garden or something. They have a little hole to tie them together. I didn't really know much more about Dutch shoes than this, but like, I guess, yeah, Brooks was right. He kept calling them clogs. I'm like, they're Dutch shoes. He's like, yeah, they're clogs. I'm like, I don't know that that's what they're called, but they are a clog. That's just not what I call them. So anyway, I thought these would be really fun to paint. So those are going to be my first pair of painted shoes. I've got to figure out what I'm painting on them. Because, yeah, I don't know. And then because the jar episodes are fun, and, well, it's just the one. I found this. And it's got a chicken on it, a rooster, whatever. And he's, taking his produce. That's really bizarre. There's a rooster taking a produce wagon to town. Like, what? And I guess these are supposed to be feet prints on the top and bottom, but this lid is really kind of scratched up. So, and because this is just so not my vibe, I thought it'd be really fun to paint this and give it an update, because I like to update things from the store. I also have this vase, which I thought was a fun shape, but I want to zhuzh it. Like, let's give it a makeover. I don't really care for this rose color. I got it for $2 though, so I thought that was a good deal. So I have some ideas for this, so stay tuned for that. Let's see, what else do I have to show you besides today's project? I also managed to find at Home Goods, of all places, some air dry clay. So I will be using this in the episode with this. We're going to stick these things together, so that'll be fun. Like I said, I have, and granted, I've not used this clay. It's the Montmarte. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. Anyway, found that at Home Goods for $4. So I thought, hey, that's $6 cheaper than what I'm buying my other clay for at Michael's and Hobby Lobby. So, and if it doesn't work, well, break it all off and start over. It'll be fine. It could be a disaster of a video. Who knows? So stay tuned for that. But today, we are going to update and paint these cute little empanada earrings. So Natalie and I found these months ago. I make empanadas every year at Christmas. On Christmas Eve, I make empanadas. And actually, I'm going to turn this fan off. My grandmother made empanadas, but her empanadas were big, and she called them Mexican coffee cakes. They were filled with pineapple, and then there was a powdered sugar glaze over the top of them, and she served them warm on Christmas morning, and they were amazing. But here in the South, people don't like pineapple. Brooks's cousin's husband liked them. Granted, he would eat anything, but he really did love them. And my mother-in-law liked the pineapple ones. But because I live in the South and people are picky and people are like, that's weird, I've opted to make them into apple. And so, yeah, I make them every year. And so today when Natty came in here, she was like, ooh, what's the video going to be about today? And I told her that I was painting the empanada earrings. She's like, can you make empanadas, please? I know it's not Christmas, but will you please make them? So I am going to make those later. Shoot, I don't have any. It requires a cream cheese dough. Oh, anyway, I'll think about that later. So yeah, I'm going to clean off my desk and we're going to get to work on these. So hang tight.
All right, so I got my little earrings. Got to take them off the card. And then today I figured out why they have those little, I don't know, like they're clear rubber, like they're little backers on hangy earrings, which I never realized was to keep the earring in your frickin' ear until I wore these. I was like, oh, because when heavy earrings and they start to slide and yeah, okay, because usually I just throw those away because I just don't see the point. Granted, the ones I throw away are usually for the studs because I'm like, why do you need two stoppers on your earrings? But then it's like, well, yeah, the other ones are softer. I kind of get it now. It's taken me 46 years to figure that out in life, so I feel real proud of myself right now. And my paint in these little tiny jars, look at this. I mean, look at it. It's such a mess. Like, it's all big glob. All of my paints, almost all of them, I think there was like maybe 6 or 7 that weren't, like that one, but that's too dark. Most of my paints had dried up in those little jars. I was so mad. I'm like, seriously? Like, I really thought that these were airtight. Like, they have a little rubber seal and everything. So I won't be using those again. So annoyed. Anyway, wasted product. I hate wasting paint. And don't you love the timestamp that is on my stupid video? Like that, and it's not even correct. 3/22/24. Nope, it's not the date. But okay, we'll go with that. Anyway, something happened with the camera, clearly. Like, something happened and it's weird when it zooms in now. It goes in clicks instead of just naturally, zooming nicely. Anywho, back to art. I whip out my Mariah Elizabeth paints because she's got a waffle cone color that is perfect for these. I don't want them to be too dark or too orangey because when I bake them, they really are very light and barely have much color on them. They're kind of, I won't say that they're underbaked because they aren't, but they are very lightly, like so light. They're lighter than this. Like, I should have mixed this with a little bit of white. And that would have been a little bit better, but I didn't want white. I don't want white empanadas, and my empanadas aren't white. Like they're beautiful and they come out delicious and so good, so good. So this takes a little bit to paint them, and I do several coats on both sides, and then we wait. Do you like my nails? I don't like this color. I'm actually going tomorrow to go redo them, and I really hate this color, but she put them on and I was like, okay, I guess this is fine. But I don't know. She's like, oh, it'll look better when they're done, when it's, with a clear coat. I was like, all right. But I didn't like the tone. It was too similar to my skin tone. I felt like it's just all very washed out. So anyway, first world problems, right? Good grief. But I didn't want to ask her to take it back off because I didn't want to annoy her. I did have one guy once who insisted on taking it off. He's like, no, I can tell by your face you don't like them. If you don't like your nails, tell us. You have to live with them. We don't care how many times you have to get them done. I'm like, yes, you do. But anyway, before I digress down that rabbit hole, we're going to sit here and watch some paint dry. I had to take the little hooks out, so took those out with some tweezers actually, and they just pulled right out of the little hole. The hole is really teeny, so it was hard to keep it open while I was painting because I didn't want the hole to fill up with paint and then me not be able to get the little hangers back on. So yeah, see, I'm poking the hole. You have to be aware of things like that, because if you have to put something back together, it gets really hard if you've got globs of paint and stuff and it's really tiny. So, I mean, even that little weeding tool that I used is too big for those. So I'd have to find like a needle or something to go through it. And then I'm just testing out all my paint. Is this what we're doing with this video? Like, no, let's skip ahead. All right, so instead, I'm going to show you my beautiful rainbow paints. Mariah Elizabeth paints. They are really beautiful colors. I gotta boast on her again. She makes amazing products. You will pay a little bit more for them, folks, but you won't be mad and they won't disappoint you. So these paints are lasting quite some time, regardless of the fact that I put them in containers that will dry up quickly. But they're big tubes. It's a good quality paint, so I'm happy. What are we doing? Okay, here we go. Trying to poke that hole again with all the tiny things that I have available to me. I've got to just keep that little blob open, that little hole open. So my theory or my plan with these was to make a rainbow swirl. So usually I do these at Christmas, and when I do them, I do a very kind of Jackson Pollock with my green and red icing, and then I sprinkle it with some sugar on top, like sugar sprinkles, but they're just like the clear or plain ones, I guess. Like, it looks like snow, so that way it looks, Christmassy and festive. So I get all my rainbow colors out. Is this in real time? I think we should fast forward. All right, here we go. A little bit faster for you folks, because we don't have all day. Oh man, that timestamp's bugging the crap out of me. I'm sorry. All right, now where'd I go? Like, good grief. There I am. I hope that you are enjoying today's sound effects provided to you by me and my little microphone. All right, here we go. Getting in there with the nitty gritty. So I just go to town, kind of doing a little swirl of pink and then orange with my little thingy, and I'm sort of air writing the thing, but then I'm like, ooh, I need a pencil. And I probably should have wiped that off so that way it was a little bit more even, but it's okay. And then I do the other one. And then I'm like just trying to map it out so that way I don't run out of space for purple, because, purple's my favorite. Not that I'm picking favorites, but I am, because purple's my favorite color. So I want to make sure I get lots of purple visible on my swirl. And yeah, this actually goes very fast and it comes out really cute, and I'm super excited about them. I actually wore them, was it the next day after I get your head out of the really good grief. We've got hair in the shot, random animal noises, we've got ugly fingernails. Like, I mean, is this everything that you guys were looking for this week? Because I'm bringing it big this week, folks. Bringing it big. You know, I keep asking for y'all's opinion on stuff, but nobody comments. Nobody ever comments on the actual video. And if I'm being honest, that's what, get your hair out of the thing. Shot. I need comments and likes on the YouTube video itself. I love that you see it on Facebook. That's great, but that doesn't help me. It's not helpful. In order to build my brand and build my channel, I've got to have those likes and comments and things on my and subscriptions from YouTube proper, because they don't make it easy. Isn't that so cute? Look at the rainbow! So cute. And now I have to make one that looks exactly the same on the other one. Doing magic. Hello. Oh my gosh. Well, we've got a good look. Wow. A good look at the bun today. I'm just using a little kneaded eraser because that pencil got dark. And I can't stand it when I can see pencil through paint. For God's sakes. Yeah, that blonde is nice. I feel like I need to go get my color done again now that I've seen this video. Come on. Come on, Jules. Get your head out of the shot. All right, well, we're going to move along. All right, so cute. They match. So I just let these dry and then throw a fairly thick layer of, or really not a thick layer. Oh, you guys are watching me like put my paint back in the tube. See, I disagree that you can't put toothpaste in the tube because clearly they don't know about suction. Because if you tap it down and get the toothpaste away from, or paint or whatever thick medium, see, I got space. And look at it, it's just sliding back in there like it belongs there. Ta-da! And now I've taught you guys something very useful. So if your kid squeezes out too much toothpaste on their toothbrush, or maybe you do, you can like tap the tube on the counter and makes a little air pocket, and you can either gently squeeze it and then suck it back in, or just scoop it back, or like just kind of scoop it back in with a toothbrush, or maybe like if you cut the bulb off with a Q-tip or something. So there you go. Useful, functioning tips of life. You're welcome. So remember I said I usually put sugar sprinkles on stuff? So I put a little, or on my empanadas, so I put a little bit of glue or Mod Podge on this, just to put the shinies on it, but I really hated that, because then it covered up my beautiful rainbow swirl. So the little shinies had to go. So I dusted those back off and put them back in the jar because these were really expensive. And they were probably the smallest that I found. So I don't know if these are just a little too big for these earrings, which would surprise me, honestly, because they are really tiny. But I don't think that they make them any smaller, or maybe I'd have to special order. And I'm not going to do that because they were $15 for that tiny little jar. So let's slather some top coat on these and just let it be, because they turned out so cute without the sprinkles. Because who needs sugar sprinkles on something that you're not actually eating? I mean, maybe if it was just a red and green, or if I was just going to do a plain swirl. Maybe. I don't know. I might have to get another empanada set of earrings to do for Christmas. So I can match on Christmas Eve with what I'm eating. How fun would that be? I bet y'all would love to see that, huh? Yep, always thinking. Alright, so they look super cute, all shiny, but I've got to get the back. And the back had some zhuzhy blops. They've got some spots of paint on them from the other side, and probably from my dirty towel. And then I just smeared the wrong color paint all over that, because it wasn't the cone color, it was the cake color. And oh my gosh, yeah, it's vanilla cake. Remember I told you Mariah had a waffle cone color? Well, she does, but it's a little bit darker than this. I used vanilla cake. I'm sorry. Sorry for the misinformation at the beginning of my video. I'm sure that is devastating to y'all. So here we go. Now we're just covering that up. And I did do 2 coats of this just to cover it up, because it does poke out just a little bit. And I wanted to make sure that didn't, because I didn't want it to be all weird on the other side. So I glazed one and I'm waiting for paint to dry on the other.
Well, thank you for hanging with me today. I enjoyed this video a lot. This was fun. These earrings are so singing cute. Like, let me just show you detail-wise. They turned out really cute. Like, does the shine? Is the light too bright? Light's a little bright. Anyway, these turned out really cute, and they're so fun. They're very different than anything else that I've ever owned. I did sign the back only because they are my design. I didn't, obviously I didn't make the earrings, so when people ask me about them, I will absolutely say I didn't make them, but I painted them. So all's good. As long as you're not selling them. I mean, if you buy earrings to paint, like, I don't know. It's a very weird gray area. I hope you can hear me over my stupid mowers outside. Of course they show up today while I'm trying to shoot a video. So awesome. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Until next time, looking around, seeing if I missed anything. Until next time, friends, create something beautiful and put it out in the world, because we all need that right now. So, and until next week, I will see you later. Bye.